Hi there, it's Sheila Rickle here. Do you have a lot of books like I do? Yeah, I have so many and so many on my Kindle also. I've decided to do a book review series. I'm titling it Aren't Books a Blessing? I know, that's stating the obvious, but that's so it'll help you remember it. The first review that I am going to do is on a book that was recommended to me by a dear friend of mine named Kathy. Here it is. Strengths Finder 2.0 by Tom Rath. I'm going to start it off with a quote. Hide not your talents. They for use were made. What's a sundial in the shade? That's by Benjamin Franklin. Do you have talents that you're keeping shaded? And they really ought to be out there in the sunshine for everybody to see and acknowledge and appreciate, make use of for themselves too? Well, I'm going to ask you something to consider here. Do you have the opportunity to use what you do best every day? Gallup took a poll and discovered that only 1/3 of us people can answer, strongly agree to that question. Think about that. Only 1/3. So 2/3 of the rest of the people do not have the opportunity to do what they do best every day. Is that you? Could it be because you haven't really discovered your best talents? Okay, well, that's why this book was created. There's an assessment that goes along with this book. You can get online, you can get the book, get a little coupon code from the back of the book to go online and take an assessment. At the end of the assessment, you are going to be provided with the 5 top strengths that you have. Not only are you going to have those strengths, but it's going to give you a guideline for what those strengths look like in real life and an action plan guideline of how to use your top 5 strengths and also how to work with other people who have similar strengths and also pitfalls that maybe you should look out for um, as you're working with the strengths that you have. Get the book in the assessment. You'll see what I mean. But the idea here is that so many of us, instead of really developing our strengths, we focus on trying to fix what doesn't work so well. And so this really encourages us to have, the opposite mindset. Those of us who are fortunate, we've had someone say to us, you can be anything you want to be. And, that's an incredibly great thought to have someone saying that to us, especially as we're growing up. But, that really could use a little bit of tweaking, just in the sense of if we're saying you can be anything you want to be if you just try hard enough. Well, think of it in a sense like this. You really can do anything you want to do if you, let me take a look at this page here because I want to say this correctly. Okay. They've discovered that the most successful people start with a dominant talent, which you can find by going to this, then add skills, knowledge, and practice to the mix. When you do that, then that raw talent serves as a multiplier. Think of that. What an opposite concept that is. When that serves as a multiplier, oh, you really have a sense of how God wired you, what your purpose can be, how you can go about fulfilling the purpose that you have here. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing. When I took the assessment, I discovered that my strengths were belief, connectedness, developer, maximizer, and responsibility. I'm not going to go through those. I don't need to. I'm just going to let you know that as I read through then the description of these strengths, and there are 34 of them that they use in the book, it was just like ping, ping. Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, that explains why I've always had an interest in this or that. Oh, look at this action plan. This is giving me tips on how I can really focus and use that to the best. So, this is something I just want to share with you. I recommend it. Strengths Finders. Wouldn't you love to know what your strengths are? Check this book out. Bye, everybody. If you do, please get back with me and let me know what your strengths are and what you plan on doing with them. Bye.